Welcome to Community. I'm your host, Cody Thompson, and I'm so excited to have my special guest with me today, Lachlan from Comvi Clothing. Lachlan, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Mate, I'm great, but I'm very excited to have a chat with you today. We've got a lot to cover. Let's get started. Tell us about you. Tell us your story and your connection into the disability sector.
Hello to everyone. I'm Lachlan. I'm a C4-5 level incomplete quadriplegic. As a result of an accident back in 2013, it was my last day of school, day before I graduated year 12, and I was down at the beach and jumped into the waves at Cottesloe and hit my head on a sandbank and broke my neck. And then after that I was in hospital for 11 months and just trying to get my body right and learning how to use my body as a quadriplegic, and just spent every day doing rehab and everything. But since then, so that was 12 years ago, and then pretty much since then I've again just still doing rehab and just keeping my body healthy and functional. But I've done I've done admin work. I've done a fair bit of peer support in the community and in the hospitals and stuff like that. And then here I am now as NDIS participant and living in SDA and driving and doing all that. But I've got my clothing brand now, so that's my big thing that I'm into.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk a lot about that, and it's incredible work that you're doing. But I guess quickly, just thank you for sharing what is a really personal story, and that's a lot to unpack, mate. Obviously, as a young man, year 12, life ahead of you, and then in the blink of an eye, your life completely changed. We've done so well to be on the other side, but boy, you would have gone through some tough times early on. Do you have a message for anyone out there that's potentially in their own way going through a challenging experience as well, maybe not too dissimilar to yours?
I don't know, in terms of disability, I think just life goes on.
Yeah.
Really, life's what you make it. And after my accident, I had good people around me, and my friends and family, they kind of just sat me down afterwards and were like, look, we love you, and we kind of hate you and we tolerate you a little bit. But life isn't going to change. It's just going to be a little bit different. So that was what everyone told me after my accident, and since then we've kind of run with that.
Yeah, and I mean, it sounds like in a good way you're very lucky to be surrounded by such great people that have helped you a lot.
Yes.
And that's great. Not everybody has that, but it's a powerful message that you have, and that community around you that's helped you get here. But from knowing you, and I only know you briefly, we had a bit of a chat before we came on today, but I don't know, there's just something about you, your positivity and the way that you go about life. I have no doubt that has helped you go through some really dark days and some tough times. And again, I think that positive outlook on life, given everything that's happened to you, has only helped you in some way, shape or form, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you can only deal with life with positivity. It's life's just boring if you're not positive. I love reframing things and just looking at the bright side of whatever I'm up to.
Yeah, great. Well, I love that. And I'm going to steal your word. I'm going to still reframe, because we're going to reframe now. We know you and we know your journey, but that's not who you are. And in a nice way, that's not what we're here to talk to you about today.
Yeah. You're
doing some incredible stuff in the community, and I really want to share that with the audience that's listening. So tell us about Comvi Clothing.
Comvi's it's my little passion project that I've got going on. So it's a adaptive clothing brand for wheelchair users. So it started 3 years ago almost. It all, as all good stories do, it started with a DM, and so one of my good family friends is she was a fashion designer at the time, and I'd tried every pair of pants off the shelf for able-bodied people, and I'd tried so many of the adaptive clothing options out there. And I sent her a message. I was like, look, I'm so sick of buying clothes, can you please make some for me? And then she sent me back a message and was just like, look, I'll make some, but only if you sell them.
Yeah, cool.
Which you don't get that opportunity too many times, and I just took it and ran with it.
Amazing.
So that was that's how we started a few years ago. And then yeah, I only launched in July, so that 2 years between launch and like that message, she pretty much gave me two jobs. Like one was to think of a name and one was to design the product and everything. And she goes, look, product's easy, but finding a name's the hardest bit. And I was just like, wrong. I can think of I can think of 10 names off the top of my head right now. By the end of the product, I still didn't have a name, which was awful. But yeah, in the end, I just played with words, and I was doing that, and eventually, like, I put my siblings' names together, like Campbell and Victoria. So yeah, we end up with Comvi. So it's a nice little homage to my two favourite people, and
Love that.
Shout out mum and dad for naming them appropriately.
Did you a favour there? Yeah, they helped.
Yeah, did me a huge favour, and yeah, but that 2 years, I was like sampling fits. I was making sure all the adaptive features worked and making sure all the fabrics and everything were perfect. Like, I just wanted the perfect product before I launched. So that was really important to me. And like, we initially started at a really like nice ethical manufacturer in Bali that were they paid widows like a living wage and everything, but unfortunately they couldn't give me the fabrics. Like, they deal with linen and stuff a lot of the time, and I needed like heavier fabrics. So my friend was over in China at like one of the textile conventions and found me a beautiful little family run manufacturer in China, and they're incredible. So they've helped me get to where we are now, just producing just great clothing.
I love that. And I think, again, it comes from a place, like you said, of like making sure it's good quality stuff. Like, you're putting your name next to it, you want it to be good quality stuff, but also like you have that personal experience, so you know what you need. I think for anyone that's listening, like, can you just elaborate a little bit more? Like, what does adaptive clothing actually mean? Like, for someone that just buys a pair of jeans, like, how are your clothing lines different to everyday sort of use?
Yeah, so when I made the pants, because I'd tried so many before, like none of them really had, like, I love like the adaptive features and they need to be fashion forward. So those were the two things, like, plus being part of a capsule wardrobe. Like, they, you need to be able to dress them down and dress them up and go from a date night to a wedding or sitting around the house. So those were the three marks that not all the adaptive clothing in the market fits. So the difference with mine is like compared to, say an able-bodied pair of pants, is like mine have a seated fit. So, when you're sitting down, clothes sit a little bit differently. So we seated fit. They've got no seams or pockets in the back. So that's helpful for, say you're doing a hoist transfer or a slide board, or you're just sitting around all day. It's a bit more comfortable, and then you don't have pressure points to worry about. Higher at the back, so good for transfers, and just means that they don't come down in a transfer. Usable pockets, but that one's kind of got an asterisk depending on how you sit in a chair. Like, I sit with a lot of dump, so my pocket's quite hard to get to, but in a power chair I can get to them super easily. What else we got? We've got elastic waist. That took quite a while to get right. Like, too tight and it's digging in, too loose and it's not great, but it makes it a lot easier to like shop for if it's just small, medium, those kinds of sizing. And then slightly longer fly for people that do self-catheterization and stuff like that. So it's
amazing.
All those little adaptive features, but they had to look good as well. That was one of the big things. Like, I needed clothes that look good, so that you're not there are some on the market that didn't look great but worked really well. So yeah, all of that was super important.
Yeah, well, you're a good-looking man. You're well dressed, and that's important, right? It's important for everybody, and you want to be looking good and looking
Yeah.
sharp.
Oh, look, I wouldn't say I'm well dressed. I think for last like 15 years of my life, I've only really worn white t-shirts. So
That's your
it's,
signature move, is it? That's your go-to.
yeah, unfortunately, but you know, like um, I'm not fashionable.
I
So
can relate. In my personal experience, I'm exactly the same. So
yeah, so I kind of I've made the clothes so that people can run with them, take them, and make them their own. But I like to think that I'm more in the AT space than fashion, because I'm not going down a runway, but I can chat to an OT about AT all day.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, awesome. So I think what's great about this product, obviously, it comes from a place of personal experience. So like you said, that you know these pain points and you know these challenges that people are facing on a regular basis. How is it now? Like you've been doing it for, like you said, 2 years. Have you had like good customer feedback or interactions with the customer? Like, is there just little moments I can only imagine where like some of the pain points that you personally experienced that you've now like corrected, like other people coming to you and saying, man, like these are great. I love that you've done X. That must be really rewarding.
Oh, it's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that I didn't really envision was like you spend so much time in design and making a product and all that, and then I had a repeat customer. So when I first launched, I only had 3 pairs of pants in like a navy, a black, and like this gorgeous little OT beige color that I love.
Yeah.
And then I released shorts, and I had a customer that had bought, you know, all the pairs of pants, and then he bought the shorts, and I don't think he's bought a pair of jeans. So hopefully
there's something left. There's something in the
you
wardrobe
get
is
the
missing.
full collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, like bought this pair of shorts, and he sent me this message and was just like, hey mate, like this is the first time that I've ever been able to wear shorts that when he transfers into the car, they don't come down. And he had a lot of issues with autonomic dysreflexia, which is it's like an issue with spinal cord injury. So if you have any kind of discomfort below your level of injury, it shoots your blood pressure up. Okay. Like, you know, normally if you've got a functioning spinal cord, you'll have discomfort. It'll signal goes to your brain, and your brain goes, hey, chill. Like, I know what's happening, don't worry, and then shoots the message back down. But when you don't have that that connection, it just shoots your blood pressure up. So yeah, he like messaged me and said that, you know, he's not getting that. So I was,
that's awesome.
that made me super stoked. I was happy just to help someone.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I mean, it comes across, but like it just again must be so rewarding. And you know, we go back to your story, but like, I don't know, it's just something about meeting you and talking to you. Like there was always a purpose behind the story, the way it's unfolded for you. And if that's the difference that you're able to make, not only in your own personal life, but for so many people out there, like you should be super proud of what you're doing and the impact that it's having.
Yeah, very proud. Yeah.
Can I ask, I did a bit of snooping on your website last night. I was having a bit of a look. And like I said to you, I'm going to be buying one of your hats because they look very cool.
Thank you.
I haven't sized it up. I have quite a large head. So that's probably the only deal breaker as long as it fits my big head. But what I wanted to ask you about is I saw all your clothing is NDIA approved. So for certain people out there, and I don't want to make it for everybody, you can explain the details. But I just want to know like the process of being able to produce clothing, like you said, that ticks all the boxes from everything you've just spoken about, but also then can be, you know, claimed in someone else's NDIS plan as well. That would have been a lot of planning and understanding, right?
Yeah. Well, we're not NDIS registered or anything, but yeah, like I think that's why I kind of position myself more as AT, because, you know, a lot of people have an AT budget and it's, you know, if you're self-managed or plan managed, you can just buy them and claim them back because, you know, it's more of an assistive technology and it, you know, it makes your life easier, and it's got these things that, you know, help you in your day-to-day life. So I think, yeah, it's good that we've got the NDIS that can help with that.
big time, and unlock that sort of stuff for people that need it, right? I think that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, talking about the NDIS and just more broadly, I think the disability sector as a whole, I'd love your sort of personal view on, firstly, I ask a lot of guests about inclusion and what it means to them, but as a wheelchair user and someone that, has an acquired injury, what does inclusion mean to you?
I love the topic of inclusion. Like I think it means a couple of things. Like I love more actionable ideas that can be discussed. Like I think firstly, um, the idea of like, disabled voices in conversations. Like I think, if say in Parliament or the NDIA or even, just in planning meetings, like having that disabled voice where you can actually feel like you're included as part of the conversation, like, and broadly speaking, the media as well. Like I think Dylan Alcott's got big shoulders, but having only one prominent disabled voice out there that that's taking the brunt for everyone is that's quite big. So I think firstly just having the voices out there, having the representation, that's incredible for inclusion. But then also, like, I obviously love design. Like it's incredible. So I think universal design is super imperative for like inclusion. Like universal design helps everyone. Good design makes life easy. So like having ramps everywhere, then they're not just for wheelchairs, they're for people with luggage or carrying things, or like you've got kids and you've probably had to bring a pram upstairs before.
Absolutely.
And it just helps everyone. Like same as, having like doors that swing both ways or lighter doors. They help the elderly that are trying to get into somewhere, or when you bring the shopping in, like you're obviously going to do it all in one go. So if you got your hands full, like having a door that works is, really, really, really important. So I think just good design and universal design, like, so that inclusion is not having people with a disability have to adapt to an environment, like having the environment adapted to you.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And I think to some degree, and again, it challenged me, but I think we're getting there, or certainly we've come a long way, but you see it all the time. There's still so much work to be done. And it is great. Like you said, there are some, amazing people out there really advocating and leading the charge, but it almost shouldn't have to be that way. Like it should be as a norm, as a starting point, inclusion is front of mind. So it doesn't have to become a topic. Like you said, that these sort of things, let's say a ramp, for example, is just common practice. It shouldn't have, it shouldn't require someone in a meeting going, hey, have we thought about this? It should just automatically be there.
Yeah, I think we're like I don't know. I don't read policy. I don't look at any of those things. But yeah, I think say we're in Perth at the moment, and love Perth, and it's an incredible city, and it's a great city for speaking on behalf of myself as someone in a wheelchair with a physical disability. Like we're a much newer city than, like, I spent a bit of time in Melbourne as well, and like the difference is there, like you've got all these historical buildings that it's a bit hard to adapt. But caveat to that, I don't think we should ruin beautiful architecture, and we should, like I love architecture and just like the way that a building is. So I think maybe a bit more signaling in things, like with that, where you can, hey, we got a ramp, we got this. Like if things can't be made accessible or things aren't accessible, having provisions for that is important as well.
Yeah, big time. Now I want to talk a little bit about you in the sense that, like me, you're a business owner, and I think we can both relate to the sense that early on in particular, it's really challenging. You're putting yourself out there, which quite often is a barrier for most people. Like a lot of people don't even get started because they're too afraid to get started, put their name out there and see if it goes wrong. So I'm sure you can relate to that part of it. But obviously then, throwing the challenges of your disability in there as well, it's probably only made things harder for you. So for people that are listening out there that are potentially living with a disability, have an idea, have a concept or potentially already have a business. Like, do you have a message for those people to, I guess, keep pushing through those early days in particular?
Oh, I don't know. Like I think because my business was like in something that I knew, and I knew all the pain points, and
Yeah.
like I think like feedback's important, but I'd spent so much time like with my own feedback. You know, I was in peer supports, I was in the hospitals, I was in the community, I was talking to all these people in rehab and stuff. So, you know, like feedback's really important, and getting that information and everything. But yeah, I think just to answer your question is just start. Like you don't have to start things, well, depending on the business, but like you don't have to start with a lot of money. Like you just go into it and throw yourself into it. You know, it's what's that stat? Like one in like half of small businesses fail
Yep.
in the first like 2 years or
Yeah, I think so.
something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but you know, every big founder's always got all these stories about how they failed at the start, but all those failures are the things that keep you going. So yeah, I think just have a crack and throw yourself into it. There's, you know, the worst thing you can do is sit on your hands and look back and go like, oh, I wish I started that business. I wish I did that. So yeah.
Big time. I think there are so many life lessons in running a business and so many stories that you learn. And I think you also just like learn qualities about yourself. And in some degree, you probably learn some things, or certainly I have, maybe some things that you don't love about yourself, or, you know, it should have really puts a microscope on who you are
Yep.
and what you find important. But equally, yeah, it's a way for you to be able to sort of, I really think like step up. And to your point, like you only find these things out if you put yourself out there. And we've all tried and had different ideas, different concepts, and they haven't quite worked. But they're the stepping stones that allow you to get to, I guess, hopefully where you want to be one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, a quick message from our sponsors, SN Training. Are you looking for complex care training that you can trust? SN Training are nurse-owned and nurse-led, delivering both accredited training and non-accredited training with a focus in the NDIS high-intensity supports. Compassion is at the forefront of everything they do. They deliver evidence-based, practical education led by experienced nurses who role model best practice and inspire confidence when it comes to high-quality support. With human-centered practice at the heart of everything that they do, you'll not only learn, but you'll learn the right way. SN Training is where expertise meets care, and your learning makes a difference. We're so excited to be working with SN Training. They share the same passion that we have for shining the light on positivity in the NDIS sector and for people living with a disability, and we can't wait to keep working with them. Now back to the episode. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move into the Sharp 7. So we've talked
Lovely.
a lot of different things. You've been very open with your responses, which I appreciate. The Sharp 7 is designed to be a bit more snappy in terms of some of the answers that we're going to give. Now, I always say the first one's easier because it's a one-word answer, all right? But we'll see how you go. We've talked a lot about the NDIS today. Can you give me one word that sums up your version of the NDIS right now here today?
Independence.
Yeah, I like that. All right, question 2. What's the biggest challenge that you see right now across the disability sector?
I think it's just like external noise affecting the internal. Like we've got, you know, politicians and media that are saying that it's too expensive and everything, but if you look at it long term, you know, when I was in hospital, it took like it was best part of $1.5 million to keep me in hospital for a year.
Yep.
And yeah, like my NDIS plan, you know, including SDA, is like a fifth of that. So,
Yep.
And that keeps me healthy. That keeps me out of hospital. So maybe just minimizing that external noise and just really focusing in on the benefits and the long-term, you know, idea of what the NDIS can be is yeah, one of the challenges.
Look, I could not agree more. I don't want to say it's the only reason we do this podcast, but it's one of the biggest reasons. There is so much negativity out there. And I think even externally before working in the industry, when you don't know a lot about it, you're only fed what's coming through the media. And like you said, it's costing taxpayers this, there's so much going on. But in reality, you see not just your story, but so many other stories where so much positivity is happening. So many people's lives are being changed for the better. And I really think that we need to hear more about that and less about the outside stuff.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
totally agree. All right. What about question 3? So what's the most rewarding part of your business? I know we touched a little bit before about like the customer satisfaction and stuff like that, but like what's your favorite part or the part that gives you the most joy about what you do?
Favorite part? Oh, yeah, definitely like good feedback from customers, and I think like a couple of like little things that have happened lately where, like you get a order from like Texas, like
That's cool.
yeah, that was sick. And as soon as I got that, I like screenshotted it and sent it into some family group chat, and I was like, what is this? I've
Made it.
I'm Mr. Worldwide. Call me Pitbull.
Love that.
Yeah, like those things are like so rewarding. Like, I made this pair of pants in Perth, and it's gone out to like regional France and like Texas and Charlotte and all these kinds of places. That's cool. But yeah, that and really good feedback and knowing that you're helping people.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to refer to you as Pitbull from now on because I think it's a great nickname.
Thank
but
you.
Mr. Worldwide, you've done very well there. That is so cool. And again, just shows there's no boundary to the impact that you can have with what you're doing. Like that's amazing. You should be very proud. That is so cool.
Thank you.
All right. I want to know this, and I really want to know this. What's a piece of clothing that you want to offer in the future? And I hope I'm not like revealing any like deep dark secrets or anything of what's coming or any sort of upcoming drops, but is there a piece of clothing you're either working on or something that one day you'd love to be able to offer?
Oh, there's a few that are like going in the background. Like you always want to release more colors and that kind of thing. Like, and long term, I'd love to do more bespoke clothing options just for, like when people send me a message and be like, hey, why haven't you done this? I'd love to be able to say, oh, look, I can do that now. But one thing that I'm kind of working on in the background is just I want to make some t-shirts so that like I can give them, bulk order for a say disabled artist or something like that, something that they can put their prints on. And
Yeah, cool.
just kind of I've been trying to think of ways that I can give back, and that's probably one of the ones that helps the broader community a little bit. So that's something that I'm excited for.
Cool. All right, watch this space on that one. I love that. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, I love that. Okay, a couple more. Question 5. What's the best advice that you've received as a business owner?
More in the business sense is like set up to scale. So I set up really well from the start. I had my set it up as a private company, and I've got accountants and set it up with Xero and those kinds of things. Like, and it just takes so much stress away. Like if you set it up right, have a good base, and then all you have to do is like your day-to-day running doesn't go from like, oh, I got to chase my tail and like set things up again as the company grows. Like it's already there, so you can just focus on the day-to-day ops.
Yeah, 100%. It sounds like you have some really good people around you, because that is great advice. And you only get to do it once, right? Like at the start, it's either there, you get it, and you think about it, or you don't. So, you had some really good people around you. That's great advice. Okay, 2 more. What's a hobby or interest that many people might not know about? You share something with us that's a bit different, or like I said, something that you do away from work.
Oh, what do I do away from work? I don't know. I spend a lot of time with my fantasy team.
Oh, cool.
Good. Yeah,
mate. It's dangerous you've only told me this late in the piece, because this would have been a fantasy podcast.
Yeah, it could have turned into that. We could have talked about how many disposals Bond's getting this year. I love that. I don't know. I just like I love my mates and all the people around me. So yeah, I just love. I don't know. I think I just love like drinking beers and wine and having fun with friends. That's my main interest.
Very cool. Okay. Well, I definitely know a few fantasy leagues we have to get you in, and
perfect.
I love that. And my closing question for the Sharp 7 is one that I ask everybody, which is simply, how do you define community?
I love just an actionable definition. So I think community is it's just showing up for the people around you, the people that you love, the people in your circle, and like people outside of your circle. So I saw a great quote on TikTok the other day, and it was like, community isn't convenience. So it's it's just going out of your way to do things like if you're at a cafe, put your phone down, have a chat to the barista. If you see, that old codger in your local pub that's always in the corner, like just go and have a chat to him. Those are the fun little conversations that build community, and they're always, it could just be like the highlight of someone's day. I think that's how I define community.
I love that. No, that is so good and so true. And I think there are more positive people out there like yourself, mate. I think the world would be a bit of a happier place, and I think we can all do our part. And like I said, those little micro moments where we can have a great conversation or do something out of our way to help someone else. I think if everybody channeled that, things would be a little bit lighter for everybody.
Yeah, you don't have to jump on a podcast. Like you can,
baby steps.
Yeah, you can just go have a chat to someone and learn a little bit about them in like 2 minutes or something. It's quite nice.
Big time. Well, I really appreciate chatting with you today. Like I said, you've been very open, which I appreciate. You've talked about some fantastic things. This is your moment, though, to leave our audience with a bit of a message. Like, is there anything you want to share with them for anyone that might be able to relate to your story or just in general? The mic is yours. What's your message?
Oh, I don't have much of a message, I don't think. Like, just have a crack at life and have a bit of fun. I think like life's just balance. Like you can't sit around all day and eat healthy. You gotta have a beer.
Oh, Lachlan, I'm finding out so much about you, mate. I think I don't want to say that we're going to become best friends, but I can feel it. It's a lot of relation there, and no, it's a great way to be able to put it onto people. I think you're right. There's so much happening in the world, not just Australia and in our own lives, and sometimes we can all get a bit too swept up in it. So it's nice to take a bit of a backward step and just sort of appreciate what we do have and what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Now, like I said, there's going to be plenty of people out there that I think may or may not have heard of your brand before. Now they have. How do they get in touch? How do they find you?
Comvi.com.au, COMVI. That's the main one. We're on, unfortunately, TikTok, so I've got to post TikToks. It's not my favorite thing, but it's necessary. That Instagram. I don't know if any big brands want to get in touch and have a meaningful collaboration. I'm always up for a chat. But yeah, if anyone wants to just drop a whole heap of cash and just give me that, that's all right as well. I don't know. I've got no intention of taking any money out of the business, so it all goes to that. It's not a money making thing for me. It's just I want to help as many people as possible. So.
Well, you're doing an incredible job of doing that, mate. So well done.
Thank you.
And I know you said right at the top, but a lot of great things happen from a DM. So if there is anyone out there, slide into your DMs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never know where it'll go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Amazing. Lachlan, thank you so much for your time today, mate. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.